Let's say you wanted to implement an automatic chat assistant for a computer science project fair. It automatically responds to common texts like, "Hey, how are you?" Your default answer might be, "I'm okay." But if you're someone who uses single quotes in Python print statements, you would run into trouble. So, what do we do now? If you remember, I've mentioned you can use single or double quotes in Python print statement. I'm going to make a quick fix by changing single quotes to double quotes, and the problem is solved. Now, the follow-up question might be, what are you doing? If you are like my friend who always watches Hamilton in free time, you should have this statement as the response. But we run into trouble again. Guess what? Python allows triple quotes as well. Using triple quotes will let you use single or double quotes without any issues. But is there a better fix for this one? There actually is. You can use a backslash character. A backslash instructs Python interpreter to treat the next character it sees as a command. So in this scenario, we can use a backslash before double quotes. We would like to print literally, and Python would understand that. Backslash gives us an opportunity to interact with Python interpreter when it is printing stuff. Let's go back to see if we can make that statement work using a backslash. So I'm using a backslash followed by a quote, and it works. The formal name for all valid characters that are followed by a backslash are called escape characters. Let's see how they work one by one. First, we're going to test out the new line character. Here is a short conversation. Hi, hello, bye. Wherever you see a new line character /n in the string, Python interpreter is gonna go to a new line. There you go. So we have hi, new line, followed by hello, new line, and then bye. Similarly, if you'd like to insert a tab space inside a string, then you would use /t, which instructs Python interpreter to print a tab space. Finally, what if you want to print a backslash in the print statement? The answer is that you use a backslash and then you use another backslash. So the first backslash is telling Python interpreter, check what the next character is. And then if it's a backslash, then Python prints a backslash. Whenever you try to write a print statement in idle, you would have seen this pop up. This is a brief documentation about the input arguments print function can accept. For now, we will look into end and sep. The default value of sep is a space, whereas the default value for end is a new line character. That is why when you write code in like three different print statements, and when you execute it, the output is printed in three different lines. Now we can tweak this a little bit. Okay, so along with the statement that I want to print, I'm gonna say end equals to space. Like I'll give a single space. I'll repeat the same down there. I'm gonna write end equals to a single space. Now, if I run this, Python interpreter has to take this command and replace the new line character with the single space, and that's why I have hi, hello, and bye in the same line. I'm going to eliminate the space altogether and see what the output would be, and I have that. Now I'll quickly move on to demonstrating what's the functionality of a sep argument. So I have hi, hello, as well as bye separated by commas in the print statement. So the default separator Python is going to use for these three statements is a single space. So let me eliminate that space. So what I'll do is at the end of this print statement, inside the parenthesis, I will add empty space. Okay, so that's going to eliminate the blank space that's between the words. You'll see hi, hello, and bye right there. All right. To make things even better, what I'm going to do is I'll make the separator as the new line character and see what would happen. What's going to happen is hi, hello, and bye are going to be displayed in three separate lines. All right. The final topic in this lecture is about formatting numbers. I'm going to show you a couple of examples and then talk about the code that is used to create those examples. Let me walk you through this code. First, I'm importing math library from which I can get the most accurate value for pi in Python. While displaying it, in the first print statement, I haven't used any sort of formatting. In the second print statement, I've formatted it by writing 0.4f, which is telling Python to display up to 4 decimals for this floating point number. Similarly, in the third print statement, I have format option, which is 0.8f, meaning display 8 decimals. When I run this program, this is the output I'd get. So the default no formatting option is showing 15 decimals. The second print statement is showing up to 4 decimals, and the third one is showing up to 8 decimals. And if you observe closely, the decimals are being rounded off to the closest number. Now let's talk about this program. So we have 4 numbers that are really diverse in terms of their magnitude as well as decimals. And the formatting option I have is 8.2f, meaning I'm assigning 8 spaces and I want to fit these numbers in those 8 spaces up to 2 decimals in precision. That would be the output when we run this program. You can clearly see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces that were assigned, including the period. And this extra space is due to the print function's set default value, which is a blank space. There are plenty of formatting options out there. We hope that you explore them in the textbook. Okay.